It's the Wilk Report. I'm Michael Wilk, coming to you from Cleveland, Ohio. And we've got a bit of news from Deadline Hollywood. Let's jump right to it. As of November 25th, that was 2 days ago, Venom crosses the $800 million mark worldwide, Grindelwald grows to $440 million, and Ralph Breaks the Internet has brawny bow at the international box office. So let's start off here. Warner Brothers' Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald leads the overseas chart for the second weekend in a row as it tracks roughly on par with the previous film in the Wizarding World spin-off series, with $83.7 million in the sophomore frame. The offshore cum is now $322.6 million for $439.7 million global. That's as of Monday, I'm presuming. But there was plenty of magic reserved for the new entry, Ralph Breaks the Internet, and pulsing holdovers Venom, Bohemian Rhapsody, and more. Off a phenomenal China performance, Sony's Venom continued to course this frame and has now crossed $800 million worldwide. At $822.5 million, it is the second highest grossing superhero origin movie ever globally, behind Black Panther, of $610.8 million at the international box office. $242.9 million is from the Middle Kingdom. Elsewhere in Asia, there is a cultural phenomenon afoot as Fox's Bohemian Rhapsody hits higher and higher notes. The offshore cumulative is now $320.2 million, with Korea and Japan seeing increases this weekend. In the former, the Freddie Mercury biopic has jumped a staggering 80% from opening to become Fox's #1 movie of the year there. Globally, the Rami Malek starrer is at $472 million. Okay, so yeah, we've got some pretty strong showings here. Now, I will admit that based on rumors that have been leaking from Sony, it did not look as though Venom would do all that well, but it has defied all expectations, so I am not ashamed to admit having been wrong about this. So let's go on to the next topic. MGM and Jordan Peele's Monkey Paw team for Candyman sequel. Nia DaCosta to direct, Universal to release in 2020. MGM Pictures is partnering with Monkey Paw Productions' Jordan Peele and Win Rosenfeld to produce a reboot of Candyman, the 1992 horror classic adapted from Clive Barker's short story The Forbidden. Nia DaCosta will direct from a screenplay by Peele and Rosenfeld. DaCosta's recent crime drama feature Little Woods, starring Tessa Thompson and Lily James, made its world premiere at the Tribeca Film Festival this year and earned her the Nora Ephron Award. The announcement was made today by MGM Motion Picture Group President Jonathan Glickman. And this was as of today, so yeah. The new Candyman is being billed as a spiritual sequel to the original and returns to the neighborhood where the legend began, the now gentrified section of Chicago where the Cabrini Green housing projects once stood. Tony Todd originated the role of Candyman, a.k.a. Daniel Robitel, an urban legend who is summoned to kill when his name is said 5 times by a person facing a mirror. Cameras will roll this spring, and Universal Pictures will release Candyman in the United States on June 12, 2020. MGM is producing and financing. Adam Rosenberg, MGM's co-president of production, and Tabitha Schick, MGM's vice president of production, will oversee the project on behalf of the studio, and Edian Cooper will produce for Monkey Paw. I have to question the wisdom of doing another reboot, because reboots don't really have a good track record, especially when it comes to horror. Nightmare on Elm Street reboot didn't do all that well, at least not with fans. Then you had Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Rob Zombie's Halloween back in 2007. Had very mixed reviews. I certainly have mixed feelings about that film myself. The first half was good, but when it gets into the remake half, it really, really suffered. So I don't know if Candyman's going to be able to pull it off. There's a reboot of Child's Play in the works that is going to be competing with Toy Story 4. And from what I've heard about that one's not looking like it's going to do very well either. Especially since it seems that the character of Chucky, voiced by Brad Dourif, is pretty much absent. The doll that comes to life and turns into a killer is simply going to be named Buddy. So, yeah, I'm going to say I've got misgivings about this. I mean, I saw the original. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great. It was just, it was okay for what it was. I don't know if there's really a market for this one, to be perfectly honest. So we'll see what happens. And finally, The Walking Dead ratings have fallen to an all-time mid-season finale low, up from last week. Jesus is dead, Daryl is back, the Whisperers are here and in killing mode, Alexandra is isolated from all other communities, and The Walking Dead has hit another ratings low with its mid-season finale in a season 9 that has already seen several lows. While up 8% among adults 18 to 49 at 6% in overall viewers from last week's series low Stradivarius episode, Sunday's Evolution show was the lowest rated and least watched mid-season finale for the AMC Zombie Apocalypse series ever. Snagging a 2.0 rating and an audience of 5.1 million, the airing that saw the fatal stabbing of Tom Paine's character was down a very hard 43% in the demo from the previous mid-season finale Rock Bottom of Season 2. That November 27th, 2011, Pretty Much Dead Already episode pulled in 6.62 million sets of eyeballs and was the previously least watched mid-season finale for The Walking Dead. Experiencing an audience that has moved on to some degree and finally feeling the waves of dramatically shifting viewing habits by a loyal audience that had struck most of the TV landscape years ago, The Walking Dead's Season 9 midpoint closer declined 41% in the demo from the mid-season finale of Season 8 on December 10th, 2017. In viewers, the Season 8 mid-season ender bested the Season 9 episode by just over 54%. So yeah, you think maybe removing your lead might not be such a good idea? Yeah. I honestly don't know what the producers are doing with this thing. I mean, the series has been in decline for a while. It just seems to me like, once you kill off all your favorite characters, I mean, there's really only downhill to go from there. I mean, Rick has left the show. Carl's been killed off. So has Glenn. So has Abraham. I mean, characters that, people grew really attached to, they're no more. So, how are you going to carry the show now? And, plus with last season, you had the whole Negan storyline, and that didn't play out too well either. I just don't think it's going to be, much longer before The Walking Dead gets canceled. I mean, it's been on for 9 seasons. I mean, just me personally, I tend to get bored after 5 seasons, and unless it's something like Buffy the Vampire Slayer and its spin-off Angel, which was incredibly well written, I tend not to watch after 5 seasons. Same thing with the Star Trek series. After their 5th seasons, they just went downhill, and then, by the time they were finally ended, it just seemed almost like a relief. So, yeah, I think Walking Dead has pretty much run out of steam, and, having the zombies evolve to be able to talk and, reason on a human level, that kind of raises the stakes. But honestly, I don't know if it's going to be enough. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, this is Michael Wilk for the Wilk Report, signing off. If you like what you've heard and you want to hear more, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to receive notifications whenever we upload new content. And go over and support our channel by clicking on the link to our Patreon account and contributing to improving the webcast. I'm going to try and get some guest speakers on. Larry and I will be back, I hope this weekend, to talk about some of the stuff going on at CBS. So stay tuned. Take care. Good night. I'm out.